And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Get together, have a few laughs.
Well, here's one measure of their badness. You can try this at home. Ask yourself, is any news organization you know of so corrupt that it's willing to hurt you on behalf of its biggest advertisers? Anyone who do that is obviously Pablo Escobar level corrupt and should not be trusted. What would that look like? That level of corruption. Well, imagine that the Trump administration had made it mandatory for American citizens to buy MyPillow. That's one of Fox News' biggest advertisers. Imagine the administration declared that if you didn't rush out and buy at least one MyPillow, and then at least another booster pillow, you would not be allowed to eat out. You couldn't re-enter your own country. You couldn't have a paying job. MyPillow, they told you with a straight face, was the very linchpin of our country's public health system. Now imagine as they told you that Fox, as a news organization, endorsed it, amplified the government's message. Imagine if Fox News attacked anyone who refused to buy MyPillow as an ally of Russia, as an enemy of science. And then imagine that Fox kept up those libelous attacks even as evidence mounted that MyPillow caused heart attacks, fertility problems, and death. If Fox News did that, what would you think of Fox News? Would you trust us? Of course you wouldn't. You would know that we were liars. Thank heaven Fox News never did anything like that, but the other channels did. The other channels took hundreds of millions of dollars from big pharma companies, and then they shilled for their sketchy products on the air. And as they did that, they maligned anyone who was skeptical of those products. At the very least, this was a moral crime. It was disgusting, but it was universal. It happened across the American news media. They all did it. So at this point, the question isn't who in public life is corrupt, too many to count. The question is, who is telling the truth?
Who is telling the truth? On this episode of Iowa Talk Guys, we say rest in peace to Tucker Carlson.
Well, he didn't pass.
Figuratively.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, to his Fox career.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Theo.
And I'm Erock.
And I'm Teepee. And on this episode, this evening, we're talking about what everybody else is kind of talking about right
we're
now.
Talking about the news. On a release date, it's going to be a little later, but
right.
We're talking about it.
More information is going to be out by the time this airs, but still,
regardless, I think that we have a little bit of a fresh perspective.
So that segment was one of his last speeches on that Friday before he got fired.
Right before,
yeah. So that was his final.
So yeah, did that have anything to do? Did he know in advance?
I really like the MyPillow
analogy.
Yeah, analogy.
That was
clever.
Yeah, it's turning the knife a little bit.
Right?
Sleep is one of the most important things to your health, and MyPillow is one of the most important things to your sleep.
And to think that Fox News doesn't have any money from Big Pharma. I mean, if you watch a Fox
they have
network,
they have to.
If you see one advertisement from any pharmaceutical company for, sleep meds or antidepressants, guess what? They're making money from Big Pharma.
We're also going to get a little later in this our episode to sort of the focal point, the force behind all of this, all of it, right? You know what I'm saying? Before we get there, the driving force behind all of it, which we've said.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, we've said the name before, so
yeah. Well,
we will get to that, but
yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Anyway, Tucker Carlson got fired
And I think that's a really dumb move on Fox, because I think he was like one of the only reasons why people watch Fox nowadays, I think.
They were like, hold my Bud Light.
Yeah.
It wasn't only one of the reasons that people watch Fox these days. It's pretty much like the only reason that anybody watches Fox News these days.
He wasn't the only reason. He was the only reason.
Yeah, no, his ratings were through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
And what's really interesting about that whole day is that the news came out that Don Lemon got fired too.
Right. Yeah, that's where CNN was like, hold my Bud Light.
Was it a coordinated attack?
But I don't know. I heard Don Lemon's ratings have been... we don't watch this crap either. And really, nobody else should either.
Of course his ratings are tanking. He got canned off of the headline spot or the primetime spot.
Right.
Right? And
well, I'm still
got
surprised
sent to the morning show with 2 co-hosts.
And I'm really surprised that he didn't get fired after the old slapping his taint juice on some dude's face.
Well, for free market capitalists, I will say Fox News got out capitalisted by CNN because CNN made the smarter business decision with their fire.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, because why would you fire Tucker Carlson?
I mean, no, you're
He's
absolutely
number one.
Correct. Yeah, I definitely agree with Theo that Fox News screwed up. CNN's fire was a way.
Yeah,
but then allegedly later it came out, I saw on Twitter that CNN brought up some crap that like, oh, Don Lemon was supposed to have a talk with management and instead just threw that shit up on Twitter.
Yeah, I never really care about any of the...
But hey, according to CBS News, on April 26th, Fox loses $80 million in market value after Tucker Carlson's exit.
That's crazy how they lost that. According to Bill O'Reilly,
yeah,
they didn't lose any on the $750 million settlement.
Oh, really?
No, but losing Tucker Carlson.
Interesting.
Did it.
That's wild.
I don't get it. But
was it a tax write-off?
What are you talking about?
They just write that off on their taxes.
Oh, we got sued.
Well, they have insurance for that and stuff.
That's true, yeah. And it didn't affect their stocks at all, so that's interesting.
I know, it's crazy.
Well, this one, everybody's probably thinking, because...
everybody's probably thinking in the audience, no, if we saw the look on all of our faces right now, our simple Iowa minds don't understand. Oh, you get sued for $750 million. Yeah, you got insurance. No, I heard that. And they literally carry insurance.
Yeah, that's...
For a $750 million...
Oh, theirs is probably... being a corporation, so it depends on the size.
How is there justice?
It's probably $1 billion insurance policy.
Yeah.
Because of stories that this guy ran, that Tucker, he's the subject here, right?
I was trying to find the sources on exactly what speeches were misinformation about Dominion.
Well, Erock had also pointed out, I think earlier in the episode or prior to the episode, that maybe Tucker knew what was up. And it makes me think of, we found an AOC clip that she just had talked about like
right
a couple,
before.
Yeah, like was it hours before, like a day before or something?
It was trending on Twitter. Before
it was
announced.
Yeah, it was really close in proximity. I haven't
when she was on Jen Psaki.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I've heard of.
What's Jen Psaki's new show? Psaki back?
I don't know. Sack you back around, baby. We're gonna sack you back to that.
We'll sack you back to that. So, yeah, we'll play that clip here for you.
Do you think media organizations or social media platforms should be accountable for the role, for being platforms for incitement?
I believe that when it comes to broadcast television, like Fox News, these are subject to federal law, federal regulation in terms of what's allowed on air and what isn't. And when you look at what Tucker Carlson and some of these other folks on Fox do, it is very, very clearly incitement of violence. Very clearly incitement of violence. And that is the line that I think we have to be willing to contend with.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
You got to be ready to throw a punch. You have to be ready to throw a punch.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
I feel like punching him.
I'd like to take him behind the gym if I were in high school. If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. No, I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Take him out now.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
People will do what they do.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
We're going to go in there, we're going to...
So this is just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful. Walk lightly. And for those of you who are soldiers, make them pay.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
Incitement of violence, Tucker Carlson. He's a
January 6th.
Threat to our democracy. Which
he's like Ray Epps' brother.
So yeah, they're all still
that's another potential sore spot. Is that Epps is going around saying Tucker Carlson ruined his reputation. I can't live a normal life because Tucker Carlson. Well, sorry, but just because
it's not all the videos of me saying let's go to the Capitol.
Hey, you know what? I just want to know who the hell you are. Yeah, let's get you out. What, how come has he gone in front of Congress?
Ray Epps?
Yeah, I think he has, hasn't he?
Wow, we'd have to dig in that more. I don't want to say anything on record.
Yeah, AOC's still butthurt about him releasing those January 6 videos and getting that
showing the QAnon shaman,
the guy getting let in.
Yeah.
And then he got
escorted by Capitol Police around
the charges.
Hey, there was even that one body cam footage where he's like, "I want to say a prayer.
Let's pray."
Yeah, yeah.
Hey guys, let's pray.
So it's like
prayed for the safety of the
whole
officers.
narrative.
I remember Tucker saying that.
Yeah. So the whole narrative of what happened on January 6th by those that were inside Pelosi, those that were outside that claimed to be inside AOC. I mean, this woman's already been freaking blatantly shown that she's a liar.
Dude, it's not the point.
I mean, so here's the other thing. Why doesn't anybody even listen to this idiot savant?
That's one of the idiot savant, huh?
Yeah.
Without the savant part.
Yeah.
Dude, well, so think about it this way. Go ahead, Erock.
No, I'm just saying, Jacob Chansley is now getting released early from prison. Federal prison.
Yeah.
Because
good.
Because of Tucker Carlson.
Dude, he was in there. I mean, they were holding him
for a misdemeanor trespass.
Yeah.
Is the worst he did.
Essentially.
For a guided tour.
He never murdered anybody.
Yeah.
He never vandalized anything.
And the people that would have arrested him for doing anything were showing him around.
Yeah.
Tucker's the one that broke it. Tucker Carlson is dangerous, man.
No.
Tucker Carlson is dangerous to the establishment. It seems.
I was born into it. Yeah.
Right? Unless there's some crazy abracadabra.
Well, it'll be
going on.
It'll be interesting. On May 25th is when Jacob will be released. So,
well, good for him. God bless.
I don't understand under circumstances like that. People often talk about the death penalty and why. You were talking earlier off air about this, Teepee.
What?
About how why do we let them waste taxpayer dollars? Just off them if they are proved beyond a reasonable doubt to be guilty for. Yeah. You were talking about
and giving context, we were talking about a man that murdered his pregnant wife and 2 toddler children to go hang out with his mistress.
We won't name his name.
Yeah,
but absolutely. No, why use taxpayer dollars? Okay, well, why keep the man in jail for another 2 months or so?
Right. Once again, why let that? Yeah, the QAnon shaman,
the ruling or whatever for him to get out.
What if they're pulling? I mean, we've already talked about how it's been kind of proven that MK Ultra never ended in 63 like they officially claimed. And
we're so far down the rabbit hole at this point.
What if, I'm just saying, this is, we have no evidence on this whatsoever, but there's a very good possibility that when Jacob gets out, he's not going to be the same QAnon shaman that he was when he went in.
Like the auto, what was that guy's name? I can't remember. Otto Warmbier or whatever. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Was that the MI6 agent?
No, that was the guy that was in North Korea that came back. All traumatized and whatnot.
Back in the 50s?
No. This was like a couple years ago at most.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me, and I genuinely apologize for not having the guy's name. We weren't even supposed to going to bring him up or anything.
No, we weren't going to bring this up.
He came back all...
Well, this reminds me of what was that? Bradley Scott, the kid that released that Apache footage, the intelligence agents.
No. Bradley Manning. Now goes by Chelsea Manning.
Right? Isn't that kind of weird? Went to prison, high value prisoner.
It is.
And there was an MI6 agent that did it. There was another Navy SEAL that went to prison, and then they got a sex change while in prison.
When it comes to Manning,
who paid for that?
Well, the taxpayers. We did.
When it comes to Manning, I don't really want to...
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know if they got in there and scrambled their brains.
Could have.
That's all I'm saying.
Could have been...
There's plenty of evidence.
Could have been their choice.
It could have been.
But I just... Hey, a big shout out and a thanks from Theo, at least, for releasing that footage and doing what you did. You people are paying. You people are the ones that are paying.
You're being persecuted. And it was really interesting because that was under Obama's administration.
The most transparent
White House in history.
Let me say it as simply as I can. Transparency and the rule of law will be the touchstones of this presidency.
And then has the record for the most prosecutions of whistleblowers in American history.
This is the most transparent administration in history.
And a few regime changes in there, too.
Yeah.
But
without
classier ones, right? It wasn't, let's roll.
These were all, yeah.
We're glad the French are with us.
We're going to have their entrails dragging by our tank tracks.
Yeah.
No, this was like, we'll have a kid in Arizona in a freaking room, smoke these guys with Predator drones from halfway across the world, and then
what's up?
Go back to the room and play Call of Duty.
Sack you back.
To sack you back.
Another thing.
Tucker's gone. And no, it's obviously
Tucker's gone.
It's obviously a power. This is a power.
Well, yeah.
Here.
But that was really stupid on Fox. Also, here's the other thing, and we discussed this post-show. He's going to do the same thing that Glenn Beck did. Look at Alex Jones also. Mean, how much money those guys are as independent news.
I think Tucker's kind of...
He's going to go... Unless he has some sort of accident.
Well, Glenn Beck, I think he was number one at that slot when he got canned.
Yeah, on Fox.
Which I don't remember. I think...
That's been a while.
It's been a while. I do listen to Glenn Beck.
Yeah, The Blaze.
His AM radio show.
I'll listen to him every now and then, or
a few
some
times
clips,
a week.
You know.
And yeah, I think they're claiming that they were number one. It wouldn't surprise me. He lost me at that period of time back then because of what I considered to be the unfair treatment of Ron Paul.
Fair enough.
And I still think he's wrong on a lot of things. But isn't that interesting how people that do brush a little too close to the truth
by mainstream media get shit canned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Seinfeld. He just decided he was done.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't get canceled, dude.
You mean when Kramer was doing his stand-up?
No, that's not what I mean.
Oh, okay.
You tasteless bastard.
You're a jerk.
No, but... Right? There's a famous video on YouTube of Seinfeld on Larry King.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if we have kids listening to us that don't know who Larry King is, but come on. So
we might.
And Larry King misspeaks, and your show got cut, and Seinfeld's like, wait, what? No, no, it's number one. And I decided to end it, type of a deal.
Go out on a bang.
Yeah.
Rather than a banger.
On his terms, he was number one, and that's the only way it would have ended.
Well,
Fox News cut their Seinfeld. They cut their number one in Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. They had to know there was going to be some type of fallout from this.
It probably has to do with the fact that, it wouldn't help their ESG score. Right?
Having him still Tucker on board. Yeah. No, you're right. It might lower their ESG.
And where does ESG come from?
WEF.
And?
BlackRock. So yeah, they're right, and he kind of pissed off BlackRock a little bit too, not too long ago. Allegedly, and we don't know. We'll have to do.
We haven't vetted this.
This is what's been going around lately
on Twitter,
on Twitter and other social medias.
The meme. Okay.
Yeah, BlackRock.
You know what? Yeah, read the damn meme. Who gives a shit?
I'm just going to read the meme.
It's
Allegedly,
a meme.
BlackRock owns 59 million shares of Dominion. BlackRock owns 45.7 million shares of Fox. And BlackRock sued itself and fired Tucker Carlson as part of the lawsuit.
Tucker Carlson.
And figured it out. Figured it out yet?
That was a really, really good meme going around.
Tucker Johnson one?
Tucker Carlson.
No, Tucker Johnson's replacing him.
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker.
So here's the deal. I don't know who owns Dominion. You found that article, Erock, on State Street or whatever. Not State Street.
Axios says Dominion is actually owned by Staple Street Capital.
Staple Street.
Whose co-founders, some guy named Steven and Hooten.
I always think of State Street because they're a big major.
Yeah, they're veterans of the Carlyle Group.
Okay. So wasn't Carlyle Group a Bush deal?
Well,
we'll have to check into that.
They're the largest shareholders.
I thought Carlyle
Vanguard,
Group was a Bush thing.
Morgan Stanley.
We wanted to look at which companies actually gained from September 11th. Turned up this company, Carlyle Group. The Carlyle Group is a multinational conglomerate that invests in heavily government-regulated industries like telecommunications, healthcare, and particularly defense. Both George W. Bush and George H.W. Bush worked for the Carlyle Group, the same company that counted the bin Laden family among its investors. Carlyle Group was holding its annual investor conference on the morning of September 11th in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Washington, D.C. At that meeting were all of the Carlyle regulars. James Baker, likely John Major, definitely George H.W. Bush, though he left the morning of September 11th. Shafiq bin Laden, who is Osama bin Laden's half-brother, and was in town to look after his family's investments in the Carlyle Group. All of them together in one room watching as the planes hit the towers, and that in fact the bin Laden family was invested in one of their defense funds, which ironically meant that as the United States started increasing its defense spending, the bin Laden family stood to gain from those investments through the Carlyle Group.
Our Commander-in-Chief, President George W. Bush.
With all the weapons companies it owned, the Carlyle Group was, in essence, the 11th largest defense contractor in the United States.
Thanks a lot.
It owned United Defense, makers of the Bradley Armored Fighting Vehicle. September 11th guaranteed that United Defense was going to have a very good year.
Dude, I thought it sounded familiar when I read that.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, where have I heard that before?
Maybe even bin Laden's.
Bush Cheney shit.
What did Tucker have to say about BlackRock?
Hold on,
before?
real
I don't
quick.
know, but I will say BlackRock is a shareholder.
Yeah.
Major shareholder. I want to say top 5 of Fox News.
Yes. So, according to...
I know that. That part of the meme is correct. I don't know the amount of shares they own, but they are a major shareholder.
All right.
So, when...
Hold on.
Back in April?
February.
Oh, February.
So real quick. In January, according to Liam McCallum on Twitter, in January, Tucker Carlson reacted to a video of Zelensky thanking BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs for, quote, rebuilding, unquote, Ukraine. Tucker Carlson has consistently covered the corruption in Ukraine, and he has also said that BlackRock is pushing ESG, like we just discussed. And he said in February of this year, shortly after the segment below aired, which we're about to play this clip, BlackRock disclosed ownership of 45.74 million shares of Fox Corporation, which is 15.1% of the company.
So, of course, the war in Ukraine has totally destroyed Ukraine, killed over 100,000 Ukrainians, but it's still going. Why is that? Because the Biden administration has kept it going. They could have forced a peace. They haven't. They don't want to. Why is that? Why kill all these Ukrainians? Why destroy an entire country? Well, because people are getting rich. BlackRock plans to get rich. So BlackRock is now saying out loud that the war in Ukraine, the death of all these Ukrainians, is actually a great opportunity to transform Ukraine into a beacon of capitalism. Right. Goldman Sachs is excited, too. Their CEO says that rebuilding Ukraine represents, quote, good economic incentives for real return and real investment. Imagine. Whose money is that? Oh, it's going to be yours. To rebuild Ukraine. These guys are going to get rich from it. You see how this works? So yesterday, because these people have no self-awareness whatsoever, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, went on camera to say he's thrilled about all these economic opportunities. Watch this.
It is obvious that American business can become the locomotive that will once again push forward global economic growth. We have already managed to attract attention and have cooperation with such giants of the international financial and investment world as BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs. Such American brands as Starlink or Westinghouse have already become part of our Ukrainian way. Your brilliant defense systems, such as HIMARS or Bradleys, are already uniting our history of freedom with your enterprises. We are waiting for Patriots. We are looking closely at Abrams. Thousands of such examples are possible, and everyone can become a big business by working with Ukraine.
Oh, you can make a lot of money in Ukraine. It's the Ukrainian way, which is, of course, corruption, one of the most corrupt countries in the world. But if you're looking for a money laundering opportunity, well, it's the perfect place for you. Send us more tanks, by the way, and as by design, it was confirmed today that this country is in fact sending more M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine.
And I'm gonna ask you to send your sons and daughters to die for my corrupt-ass, bitch-ass country.
You actually just sound like a person that has the thing in their throat.
You don't always die from tobacco. Sometimes they just snip out your tongue, and you can't sing worth a heck with a big hole in your neck, because you don't always die from tobacco.
Don't you guys remember that?
No. Now, who was that?
That was on one of those truth.org commercials when we were kids growing up.
Oh, shit. All right.
Anyways.
It's heavy.
That's what Zelensky sounded like.
Yeah, he's definitely sounded like a hard ass as opposed to.
You can tell it's fake though. He's a good actor.
Yeah, as opposed to a playwright that, or an actor that plays piano with his dick and whatnot.
Maybe he's got that drip going on.
What drip? The nasal drip. Yeah, I bet he's got that drip going on. Looks like he's got that.
For sure, he was coked out of his mind in that one episode.
It certainly appeared that way.
Anyways, I've never done it before. I've just seen a lot of people do it, and that's what he looked like to me. So, I would also have to say, he's doing a good job of being a good boy and bowing down to his masters and kissing their hand.
Certainly is.
At least he's honest right up front. These are the people funding us.
Yeah, Ukraine is definitely a shithole.
Yeah, and they want to make it a
JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs,
a diamond, and a pearl of capitalism.
Build.
Oh, just like we tried in Iraq.
It sounds like that's what China has in store, actually.
Well, these are much more sophisticated people than the Middle Easterns, so just trust us.
Is that what the government's going to say? You know what I'm saying? We've already tried this. And it was a giant failure.
No, they're morons. They're idiots.
Well, you would think that unless it's you.
We do.
That's what we're doing here.
Pretty much. But I think they're not that dumb. It's all for profit, though. I think they're just greedy narcissists that can't get out of their own way.
I think that they're... It's not the money. I say this like every show,
It's about
man.
Power, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I say greedy, it's not just about the money. The greed is about they want more power.
They're trying to dominate the world. That's what's been going on.
And
I don't know how much we're going to talk about Sudan.
We're going to get into it. Maybe on this one or the next one.
But
we'll get into it.
Hey, guess where we got involved all of a sudden?
for no particular reason at all.
Now there's a couple generals fighting each other. Weird. You know?
Another coup within a country that, you know, we're backing, and then I'm guessing Russia and China are backing.
I don't know if we're backing. Everything foreign policy-wise that the United States does turns to shit.
You are one pathetic loser.
Yes, we have plenty of examples.
And
20 years worth of examples. Once again, just going to the war on terror so far. Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom.
I don't feel the need to validate myself or us or you know, to the rest of the world. But I do think it's worth mentioning, you know, to people around the world that a lot of us don't subscribe to this shit. We don't like this shit. You don't like seeing our military around the world? Neither do we.
Yeah.
We don't want it either.
I'm all about bringing back.
But guess what? People are crazy, man. These people are crazy. And it's like decades far gone.
Yeah, we need to bring back better.
Build
Bring back better. No, Erock, good one. Bring back
better, yeah.
Bring it all back, baby.
There we go. Let's BBB ourselves.
Yeah. We're going to create the bumper stickers.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of all the military bases around the world and bring them home.
We should go to State Fair. See if we can get a tent.
Yeah, but that's
maybe
expensive.
not this year.
It's probably expensive.
We'll see. We got to get a Patreon or something, some type of crowdfunding device going on before we do that. It'd be super cool though.
Yeah.
Just
it ain't happening
smoke
right.
food.
It ain't happening
just
right now.
smoke food and talk about stuff. Have people come up there. Anyway, back to reality.
A Babylon Bee. No, it wasn't. The Pentagon officials cheer Tucker Carlson's ouster. Good riddance.
Yeah. So
Babylon Bee.
No, I thought it was a Babylon. I thought it was, but it's not.
It's not satire. The Pentagon's actually happy about it.
The Politico's.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, everybody's cheering for Tucker Carlson's absence. What does that say?
That's a sign right there.
That should be even more evidence that people should follow Tucker.
But that's what
not
people
Fox.
don't see. That's the problem.
Well, there's a lot more people that are waking up.
They are.
You
now.
said it yourself earlier that there's been people talking about seeing other people being like, what is going on here? People are starting to question the narrative.
Yeah.
And they should. If the last 3 years have showed you anything, 2.5 years have showed you
years haven't done it, then
if at least not the last 7. I mean,
this one requires power beyond man's healing.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. This is we're getting
because I don't know what
biblical.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Yeah,
can make you snap out of it after the past 3 years.
If you haven't, and if you're listening to our show, obviously you're woke up, and thank you. And please share it with people. Maybe they're not woke and want to listen to us. They might get mad, but hey, email me. Get on our Instagram, talk trash. I don't care.
Yeah.
So just to recap, Tucker Carlson is a threat to our democracy, and we're glad he is gone.
Is this a Pentagon?
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 You get the point.
Right. So those were all local news channels. We'll bring something up on Instagram. If you haven't seen that yet, 23 different local news channels all quoting the same script. They're all owned by the same companies.
Everybody's owned by the same few companies, man.
So if you haven't, check out
go out there and look at.
And we've seen what happens to local news reporters that go off on their own and want to investigate other things, and what happens to them?
Squeezed out.
They get shut down.
Best case scenario, they get squeezed out.
Yeah. Nowadays, a lot more of them have an avenue to report news, express themselves, vhatever.
Yeah, with the internet.
Internet, radio,
they know
podcasts.
Yeah, we should try to find one of those people.
We should. There was a guy, I think he was up in Wisconsin, and he started questioning, I believe it was the 9/11 narrative, 9/11 narrative, and then got kicked off local news. what was it, Benny Johnson or something?
Oh, that was recent, wasn't it?
Was that recently?
I can't remember.
Anyways, no, yeah, we'll look
Up there
into
in
it.
Wisconsin.
Moving on. After Tucker, we think it's a terrible idea.
It is.
Great
But-
for Tucker because he's going to be able to go make a lot more money now.
Yeah, that's the thing. We didn't talk
And-
about that
and
enough,
hit it.
is that he could make a brand bigger than has ever been made before independently.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
I mean, that would almost be stupid. If I was in charge of Fox News, knowing what I know, I would have kept him at every cost. Anyway.
Maybe they know stuff we don't. Most likely.
Oh, I'm sure. I wanted to do a little recap of the... we talked earlier about tracking unvaccinated people.
Yeah.
Can't remember which episode that was.
Episode 42.
Well, it turns out, according to Dr. Joseph Mercola at Mercola.com, I found this on LouRockwell.com. In mid-February, to quote, 2023, I reported that the U.S. government has secretly been tracking those who didn't get the COVID jab or are only partially jabbed through a previously unknown surveillance program designed by the U.S. National Center for Health Statistics, NCHS, a division of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Within days, fact-checkers were burning the midnight oil trying to debunk the idea that individual people are being tracked or that these data could be misused by government or third parties. He goes on to say that USA Today claimed there was a lack of context on the tracking issue. And this is their quote. Like USA Today, Reuters claimed, quote, new diagnostic codes that describe a patient as under-immunized against COVID-19 were introduced to help doctors identify patients potentially at risk for more severe COVID and to help health officials track vaccine effectiveness and mortality statistics, among other public health questions. Not for U.S. government tracking of unvaccinated individuals, as some are claiming online. The codes in an individual's medical record, like all personal health information, are protected by U.S. privacy law and could only be analyzed at the group or population level uncoupled from individual identities. End quote. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you think? No, they will absolutely use this to track individuals. I mean, that's what they're doing at the core of this anyway, right? All they're saying is that U.S. privacy laws are what is preventing the government from tracking you. No. We know for a fact that what they're going to do is they're going to track you first.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to file the lawsuit.
It's already been proven.
You're going to have to file the lawsuit. You're going to have to take it to the Supreme Court. And by that time, they're eons ahead of you.
Right. This has already happened. We know this from the Snowden leaks. Right. Okay. So also, I wanted to hit that... going back to also, I guess, another recap. So that was they're tracking you but not tracking you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, for not...
Which we just wanted to...
give an update on that.
Yeah, give an update.
Did you hear about Fauci today?
Merkel reports that they are tracking you further.
Okay. So going back to what I was saying, what Glenn Beck said, you had shared an article about how the Fed's FedNow program will end in a central bank digital currency.
Right.
Which... the FedNow program is supposed to take over PayPal and any other online transaction companies.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's like
we've already talked about what PayPal's been doing with their customers about what was it, Erock? The $2,000 or whatever. You gotta
that they postponed the tax that you got to report your earnings.
Yeah.
For anything over
$2,000 a year or something.
Yeah, it was something minuscule like that. No, it was 600.
600 bucks.
600, yes.
Yeah.
600 bucks.
I don't know where I got $2,000 from, but yeah. But don't worry, FedNow program.
Yeah. So now it's a government alternative, right?
And the central bank digital currency. So here's my theory of Teepee on Iowa Talk Guys in Nowhere, Iowa. They're going to use that the CBDC. So when the dollar collapses, they'll be like, don't worry. We got this digital currency that's doing great.
We've got the solution.
Here it is already. Just link it to your phone. You already have the app, the bank app. Or a cryptocurrency wallet. It's going to be pushed. Just wait. I think there's some people that think it's going to be a good thing that the dollar collapses and we get this digital currency. I don't think at all that's going to be a good thing.
No, not at all. But most people are going to accept it with open arms.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, you know, there is some stupid people out there that have purchased NFTs
for tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, when they say that, though, like if an NFT sold for like 22 grand or whatever, they're not telling you also that was like 2 Ethereum coins or whatever. So some guy that's got like 20,000.
Well, remember when Trump, he sold, you know, everybody was talking shit like, oh, that's the dumbest thing ever. And then he sold out of them.
On his NFTs? Yeah, people buy it. They spend money on that shit. It's all digital, just images.
I don't
Nothing.
get it. I don't get it.
It's yeah.
I
But
don't know what the hell
it
you
operates the
guys are
same
really-
way that our fiat currency does.
Sure.
It only has
That was just
value
older.
because people believe it has value and give it value. This is just new. There's absolutely nothing backing it, like gold, anything physical.
Well,
yeah, you know, I'm in the, you know, right click and save as.
Yeah. What does that mean?
You save the image and then you
okay.
have the NFT. Like,
yeah.
I don't
or
understand why.
What was that? Microsoft has that snip and sketch tool. You can just
There's all sorts of ways around.
Yeah, print screen. Yeah. I mean, but it's some. Oh, I own it. But do you really?
Just like Snapchat.
What if,
no.
What if an EMP hits the fucking country? Now all your digital shit's done.
Hey, I mean, you don't own your house.
Technically, no.
Because if you stop paying taxes, they'll come take it.
That's right. Unfortunately. It's sick. Twisted.
So do you own a digital image? No. That can be reproduced a million ways.
Right.
In 24 hours.
Yeah, once again, proving your point. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't get. I guess Snoop Dogg sold a bunch of them and made a ton of money, too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
If you watch the new South Parks, they have episodes on it.
I'm so confused. We sell people these characters?
No, stupid. We get them to invest in them. Exclusive digital characters that they can have on their phones 24/7. It's the future. You can't just sell food to people. You lure your customers in with some good pancakes and french fries, and then you fuck them with some NFTs. That's what we're gonna do. And if you just believe in NFTs, then I believe in NFTs, and then they believe in NFTs, and we make all kinds of fucking money.
That's a pretty goddamn good idea.
This is off the FederalReserve.gov website. The Federal Reserve is announcing that July is the launch for the FedNow service.
We're going to find out summer of 2023.
The FedNow pilot program prepared for sending live transactions through the system. So they're getting ready to launch it.
Some folks have claimed that we're going to be on a digital currency by the end of the year. We'll see.
We'll see. I really...
An
I don't know.
emergency would do it.
You think more bank runs?
A major, yeah, you're right. An emergency. Fear has a weird way of motivating people to do stupid shit.
Well, you can get all these fainting goats.
Well, and look.
All right, we got them. We got all the ones we need. Just do it.
Look at the toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
During the pandemic.
And
yeah.
what everybody did, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had those assholes that were trying to extort. Well, I mean, really.
If the pandemic didn't teach us anything, people are fucking stupid.
Now
and they're selfish.
Now you need to figure out how to make this 5 gallons of gas make you last you 7 days.
That'd be tough.
Ooh. How can they do that? Well, you can't spend money on gas.
Well, especially if they had set up these like 15-minute cities that we briefly talked about before, and just
here's how much money you have to spend on gas. Digital currency. Here's how much digital currency you have to spend on gas.
Don't go over your limit.
No, you can't go over your limit.
Because then your car's going to be broke down on the side, or just not broke down, but on the side of the road.
No, you're not going to get it. Yeah, you're not going to get the gas.
Yeah.
But
and
if you had
tow your
electric,
vehicle. Huh?
If you had electric.
Yeah, especially when it's a UBC basic a universal basic income that's a digital currency. Yeah. Well, you can't afford because of your budget and the class that you're in. But you're
That's
free.
another thing.
Right?
Levels.
People don't understand.
Levels of compliance.
Classism is alive and well.
Oh, absolutely.
John Lennon said it. You think you're so classist and clever and free, but you're still fucking peasants as far as I can see.
Well,
I know you don't agree with John Lennon.
Yeah, he's not a role model.
Imagine
But
there's no currency.
But that's a good.
Imagine.
There's no paper. But I mean, that line is more true today than it can ever be. You know what I mean?
No, it's true. Yeah.
And hey,
absolutely.
you know what?
Good quote.
Yeah, we're realists here. We understand. But the same thing is people need to wake up because, yes, things aren't going to be going the greatest for us when this shit goes down, though, right? Because like you said earlier, Theo, there's some type of emergency, whatever, to have type of... I think people just need to be prepared for the worst. Pray for the best, prepare for the worst. As far as some type of emergency, I'm talking about like a grid down. Hopefully, no such thing as an invasion or whatever, or some type of government uprising. I'm just saying.
No, that would be such a dumb idea at this point.
Look at that Chinese balloon, allegedly, that made its way all the way halfway across the country. Now imagine this Chinese balloon having multiple different EMP charges on it and just hitting power plants as it goes across the country before we intercept it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That'd be horrible.
Right now, the way that the U.S. is pissing everybody else off and how BRICS Plus is building up and gaining alliances all over the world, then it's one of those things, man, that people should really be prepared for that. I would not be surprised. I'm not saying nukes. Lord willing, we don't get nuked, which is a good possibility. If that's the
that
case,
would be horrible.
I'm running towards the mushroom cloud. Fuck it. Goodbye.
Yeah, seriously. No, EMPs would...
I would really see that as a big thing.
That'd be a new reality.
Because also, I mean, I don't think the Chinese or the Russian would want to kill all the people. They might. I mean, historically they have. But...
Yeah. But...
now it's a new era. Who knows?
We'll supposed to be more civil now.
So, allegedly. I'm just saying, just be prepared for the worst. I mean, even if it's a natural disaster, say a bad storm comes through and you're down, you don't have power for 14 days. I've had that happen in a hurricane. Not good. Well, it wasn't 14 days. It was like 8 or 9.
Didn't have power?
Yeah. It was cool. I had propane.
When you were out east with the Marine Corps?
Yeah, in North Carolina. Went through a hurricane.
That's nuts.
It was all right.
Yeah,
Spent a lot of time in the bathroom.
Aren't you glad that you don't have to do that here?
Well, here you just have to worry about tornadoes.
Well, yeah, every now and then.
Every once in a while. But we're fortunate in a place where we got a couple valleys and rivers where just things, the wind acts unnatural.
Well, yeah, they just hit places. They just hit individual places.
And then they'll like...
A hurricane is like...
It hits everywhere.
It's just, you're getting hit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no... And there, some hurricanes have been known to cause tornadoes too, so that would be even worse, like being one of them. Yeah. But anyways,
goodness.
I'm just saying. Fortunately, I was prepared. I had stuff in my house and
MREs.
We had Marines means to be able to take care of ourselves and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Some people do not have that ability, and that's something that I think everybody needs to think about. Especially with growing and preserving your own food, that's the best source of vitamins and nutrients that you'll be able to pull.
Well, yeah.
Especially in a grid down situation like that. I mean, like throughout the year in general. But hey, I mean, you got one or two apple trees, dude. Honestly, you can make so much applesauce.
Well, you could live off of it for a winter if you did it right.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happens after that winter?
Well, you've got to figure it out. You got another year to figure it out.
Yeah. Hopefully you stocked up on some
I don't want to eat applesauce for the rest of my life.
Well, it wouldn't have to be the rest of your life. You got to get through that winter.
Yeah.
And survive the fallout.
Well, and also that winter would be a good opportunity to do hunting because that's why they have certain seasons during cold seasons, hunting seasons, because parasites inside of animals are usually dormant, dead.
Yeah.
Out in the deep cold.
Well, here they get frozen, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want to eat a rabbit in summer.
Absolutely not.
If you had to.
If
there's nuclear fallout.
But if it's nuclear, that's a totally different story.
Okay.
I'm like I said, I'm running towards a mushroom cloud.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're done.
You're done.
It would be terrible.
Well, like the Yellowstone volcano.
If you could see the mushroom cloud, chances of you having radiation poisoning in the next 12, 24, 48 hours are pretty good.
The Yellowstone volcano.
Yeah.
Shit, best place to be there would be Wyoming.
Why is that?
Because you die right away.
Yeah. The super volcano, yeah. Just boom. You
If
wouldn't
that
even
thing
know
went
what
up, yeah.
happened. Yeah.
Just like, boom!
That would be the best bet. You wouldn't even know what happened. You're
Hell
sitting
yeah.
down for coffee, next thing
It'd
you
be
know.
nice to live in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Boom. You're gone.
Yep. One thing you're hearing, next thing you know, you're eating the bread of life with Jesus.
Now, now the rest of us, slow death.
Yeah, that would be rough. And then you would really hope that you had stored up some goods.
Oh, sure.
Just saying, though.
Well, wouldn't you hit it dab smack in the middle?
What do you mean?
You never played fucking StarCraft?
No.
No.
Can't say I have.
You drop a nuke in the middle of the base,
Yeah.
The United States, Iowa. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, you want to hit strategic points.
They got way more nukes than that.
Yeah, dude.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying.
They'd be able to hit multiple areas. I mean,
They got enough nukes. Maybe they'd hit small Iowa towns around us.
just because they can.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
if it's Russia,
we consider them big towns, but
from my understanding, Russia does this punishment tactic. I think we played it on the last show, where instead of when they call in an airstrike, instead of hitting when you hit within 10 meters of where it's called in at, that's pretty good, right?
That's
for a bomb.
Yeah.
No,
it's really good.
Apparently, the Russians, they'll just level 100 kilometer, well, not 100 kilometer, but they'll just level 2 blocks within 100 meters within that whole thing. Just all right, just send out a volley and just
maybe lose a couple guys.
Well, if it's danger close, I mean, if you're calling an airstrike, the soldiers know if they were to call it in that close, they're probably dead. But if they're calling in, you're 300 meters away, and then they freaking annihilate this 100-meter square freaking area.
Well, speaking of breaking news, Biden, Yoon agree response to North Korean nuclear attack would include U.S. nukes.
Yeah, no shit. Well, the U.S. couldn't let that fun go away.
Right?
They'd have to have that.
After what happened in the 50s. Duh.
What do you mean, the Korean War?
Yeah. We'd have to send our nukes.
A nuclear attack by North Korea against the United States or its allies or partisans or partners is unacceptable and will result in the end of whatever regime were to take such an act.
Wow. Whatever regime should take such an act. Okay.
Well, no, humanity. And it's not a joke.
It's no joke.
Just keep talking about nuclear war. The possibility now is just thrown around.
Oh, it's no big deal.
Oh, no, it's okay, no.
There
everybody will die. At least everybody. You might as well use the word.
Well, yeah, so going back
if you haven't died, you'll wish you had.
Right.
So, yeah, the Biden is sending the nuclear submarines to Korean Peninsula for the first time in decades. And that's
Weird.
what that stems from.
Weird.
Is that NBC News?
This isn't some ignorant reproduction of the fall of the Roman Empire.
No.
They know how it happened. And they're doing it on purpose.
Well, we're so much more advanced and sophisticated and
military's
smarter.
overextended.
So this is like Atlantis.
The money is worthless.
No, we're more like Babylon at this point.
Money is. I'm not exactly sure of the
getting ready to fall.
Coordination, but or the association.
So we're gonna be like the dinosaurs.
What do you mean the fall of Babylon?
Extinct.
Just find some bones.
Oh, I mean, even though we didn't own land, our allies and the NATO, the UN, all over the earth, dude. All over, right? We're about to lose that dominance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like we spoke before, these are the type of psychos that would rather flip the game board onto the table or onto the floor from the table than lose.
Sure.
And we're playing against way more minds than just one here.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope the aliens come and save us.
That's what they want you to.
Yeah, I think that
the
is.
blue beam's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a plant.
Don't trust any of those fucks.
It's a plant.
Yeah. That's for sure, PSYOP.
All of a sudden,
aliens came and saved us all.
Yeah. It's been a secret.
And they'll be like,
aliens have been a secret, and then all of a sudden, now they're releasing all this stuff.
Right.
Well, you never heard of Valiant Thor?
Yeah, I heard of it.
Do you believe it?
What's Valiant Thor, dude?
Maybe we'll have to do... He was an alien that came...
Allegedly.
Like, what was it, like 40 days?
Was it Eisenhower?
FDR, I think.
Yeah. Roosevelt.
And the silver suit.
Pretty much, and like his daughter was confirming that he existed.
His daughter, so he came down and banged?
No, he was warning us of nuclear annihilation.
Valiant Thor's daughter or FDR's daughter?
FDR's daughter.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Was confirming that this alien existed from...
I thought
Talking about aliens.
I thought Valiant Thor did the unthinkable sin and made a
half human, half alien.
Yeah. Abomination. If he did, maybe the daughter's the Antichrist. So, could still be alive today. What was that? How many years ago?
But Erock determined that it was FDR's daughter that just confirmed an alien.
Yeah, not the alien's daughter.
I don't know anything about this.
They took away
I don't
his,
know much about it.
They took away Valiant Thor's Wikipedia.
I just heard.
I remember reading it before.
I just heard of Valiant Thor. Not the band.
No, there is a band. Yes, I've seen them.
But the alien that was with like FDR.
Yeah, I literally just heard about it the other day on, I think it was like Hollow Sky podcast.
No, you serious?
Yeah.
No, it was Eisenhower. I was right.
Sweet.
Ike. I want to talk to Ike.
Yes.
So
fact check me.
The nuclear age.
Ding ding.
This is the Werner von Braun age.
We will deliver rockets to you.
Pay no attention.
Maybe that should be the next episode.
To the aliens. Do we want to do a deep dive? I don't know about the next one, but you should do a deep dive then. Do you do some research, write a script?
Yeah, we'll go over Valiant Thor and...
All right, Erock's going to bring the thunder from Valiant
aliens
Thor.
trying to save us from nuclear annihilation.
Thunder. Thunder. Please don't.
All right, got that shit.
So, that's...
So what?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like I said, sorry that was a big-ass bunny hop that we just did.
Thanks, Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. Getting back to where we were originally getting at. So, Tucker Carlson is gone.
Tickle
Carl. Tickle Carlson.
Tickle Johnson.
Tickle Carlson. Tickle Carlson.
No, Tucker Carlson is like the hottest. I don't know what's going on, but he's like the hottest brand news-wise, anchor-wise.
I like his bow tie.
In the damn world.
Why is that?
In my opinion. And it is a damned world.
Unfortunately.
Well, that's why we have a podcast. So...
That's why you're listening to us.
Maybe we can get Don Lemon on here.
What would we ask? What would you even say to a guy like that?
All right, hold on.
Hey, what were you thinking when you slapped that dude in the face with your sweaty taint hand?
So I did want to share earlier this week on Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. They were entertaining the idea that Elon should reach out to Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon and try to create his own media empire.
Who?
Elon. Yeah.
Really?
With Twitter. Hey, here you go. And I just thought, hey, that's an awesome idea. Hey,
yeah.
Even Don Lemon, regardless of how much of a turd Don Lemon is,
yeah,
I mean,
you could probably still get viewers.
Shouldn't be fired for your views on certain subjects. But I don't think he was getting views.
Well, if you, yeah,
I don't know. Maybe, but that's interesting,
right? That would be interesting.
Tucker Carlson leading some sort of a Twitter media empire, but I would say at this point, what I would do if I was Tucker is say, yeah, a board, never again. There will never be a board that I have to answer to. You know what I mean? Of some sort of corporation, shareholders, I'm not going to answer to anybody. It's just going to be me.
Well, is that too much power for one man?
Well, maybe you'll get sued and they'll take all of your shit.
And then you'll have another opinion.
That's why you have
it.
to have a corporation with a board.
Yeah, well, he's also the richest man in the world, so I'm sure he's got some really good lawyers that have set up some good stuff for him.
Sure.
Right.
Well, no, what I meant was if I was Tucker.
Oh.
I
thought you meant
I would say no board.
But either way.
Not Don Lemon.
Not Don Lemon.
Don Lemon.
After he says, do you like me? Is that why you're effing with me? And I said, no, just wanted to say what's up, man. And I look at my boss and I look back and he has his hand in his pants, rubbing himself aggressively. And he shoves his 2 fingers up underneath my mustache, thrusts my head back and says, do you like your dick? And he said it like 2 or 3 times after that.
Whoa.
So some flavor saver there.
That's
Don Lemon.
Oh, wait, we're not talking about him.
That's ridiculous.
Anyways.
That's on Megyn Kelly's show, it looks like. So, according to that.
Well,
you've heard it here, folks.
You did
We've
hear
joked about it.
There it is.
So we weren't just joking, though.
No.
This is serious.
Oh, that he actually did that.
It's not some conspiracy.
Dick cheese?
Yeah, it really happened. It wasn't a dream. It really happened.
It's no joke.
That's some like evil shit. Like, how was your scent?
Well, what a piece of shit.
How was your dick scent?
You know what? I want to find.
Like that?
I want to find one of these little black kids that rubbed Joe Biden's leg hair up and down.
According
while
to
he was
him.
How did that make you feel?
I just want to hear from one of them. You know, a survivor.
I want to hear from Corn Pop.
Survivor. Yeah.
I want to
Anybody
hear.
get Corn Pop?
I want to. I want
He
to
was
hear
a
from
bad dude.
He ran a lot of bad boys. Where's his bad boys? I want to hear from one of Corn Pop Wars crew. If you're out there, email Teepee at iowatalkguys.com if you're listening. It's TEEPEE at iowatalkguys.
Or if you rub Joe Biden's legs.
Yeah, or if you're one of the kids that rubbed Joe Biden's legs, email me as well.
Or if you've ever sucked on the Dalai Lama's tongue.
Wow.
We'll talk
if
to you
you're out
too.
there. If you are out there,
That's intense.
We'll talk to you too. Bring it.
You'll remain anonymous.
Yeah.
If you wish.
Unless you want, everybody to know.
If you don't remain anonymous, we won't make you famous.
We're not making ourselves famous either, but it's okay.
No, we're not
we'll
looking
still
to
get your
famous.
word out there.
We're
We'll
not
get
looking.
your word out there.
We're not looking.
All right, we appreciate it. If you guys like the show, please like, share, subscribe, follow. Please share. That's word of mouth. Still, I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from some of you.
You're mispronouncing it.
I'm mispronouncing what?
Word of mouth.
What did I say?
Word of mouth.
Mouth?
I said word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
I'm going to kick you in the dick.
Word of mouth.
Mouth.
Mouth?
TH, you
There's no
freaking
F
inbred.
in mouth.
Yeah, you freaking inbred imbecile.
I think you're getting too close to Chicago.
Ludicrous.
Word of mouth.
That's ludicrous.
I don't give a shit. This is Iowa.
You're right.
Ludicrous ain't anywhere near this
Why
place.
are you ending the episode so early?
What do you mean so
I'm
early?
just
We've
getting
talked-
ready.
We've talked for like an hour.
Oh, you guys didn't bring up my Greta Thunberg image.
All right.
Did you hear about
Okay.
this?
Real quick.
Well, what are we doing? A did ya with?
Unending.
All
Okay.
right.
Well,
wait.
That's why this
Like,
show's over.
share, subscribe.
Please.
At Iowa Talk Guys on Twitter. At Iowa Talk Guys _
podcast on Instagram.
And always remember, don't eat the yellow cake.
Or drink the Kool-Aid.
Or give Erock an opportunity to end this one.
Or let Don Lemon put his nut cheese under your mouth.
Mustache.
Yeah.
Push your head back. I would talk guys out.
Hi. Good night, everybody.